Hey YouTube, this is Gary with Liberty Road Defense Pistol Training. And just so you know, I am not bald. Okay? So, Jaeger, hey buddy. Welcome to Mindset Monday. And we are here to talk about the OODA Loop. And we're on the third phase of the OODA Loop, the decision process, or part of the OODA Loop. And along the way, we've been kind of trying to lay in beside that the levels of awareness. Okay? So we've got Boyd's OODA Loop that's explaining to us the human decision-making process and reaction time, and we've got next to it Cooper's levels of awareness. If you don't know what those are, maybe you should read something on them. Okay? Just saying. So, the decision part of the OODA Loop. Okay? So, if we go back a little bit to the orientation phase of the OODA Loop, we've identified in that phase of the OODA Loop a possible threat, and we've done some remedial actions to try to help us move from the orientation phase into the decision phase. In the levels of awareness, we're going to overlay the orange level of awareness on that, where we've identified a possible threat. Okay, now we're in the decision phase. We've identified a real threat in the decision, so we have to decide, one, if it's a real threat, and two, what's the level of action required to eliminate the threat. Okay, a good example of that is you're driving your car, you're coming up to a green light, and you notice the car coming from across the intersection is traveling too fast to stop at his red light. Okay, then you have to decide, okay, I've identified that's a threat. Now I have to decide, do I have time to stop my car? Do I swerve out of the way? Or do I punch it and try to outrun him through it? And this is all a split-second decision, okay? So now you've got to decide what that level of threat is and what's the appropriate action for it. Another example would be if you're 6'3", 240, and you are faced with a 4'3", 75-pound midget with a spork, armed with a spork.
A spork?
Yeah, you probably can't legally get away with shooting that guy.
Yeah.
Okay? However, if he has a gun, shoot him. Okay? When we come to the decision-making phase of the OODA Loop, we ask three questions. One, does this person have the intent to kill me or do bodily harm or someone near me? Okay? Does the person have the opportunity, and does the person have the ability to kill me or do great bodily harm to me or someone near me? If the answer to those three questions, and it has to be all three questions, if the answer is yes, then deadly force is required. Okay? So, that's the decision phase. Sometimes the best decision is to just run. Turn around and go the other way. Sometimes the best decision is to walk into a crowded place. Okay? Bring attention to this person is sometimes the best course of action. But the main thing to remember in the decision-making phase of the OODA Loop is you have decided to act. Okay? Okay, so that's pretty much all there is to the decision-making phase of the OODA Loop. Be sure and come back next week. We're going to talk about the action phase of the OODA Loop. Now, the action phase of the OODA Loop is where most people spend the vast majority of their time training. And I'm going to show you how you can be better off training on the other three areas of the OODA Loop and training with the levels of awareness than if you spend 100 hours a month training how to draw, fire, and hit your target and all of that stuff. Well, if you spent that same 100 hours on the other side of the OODA Loop, you're going to be way better off, in a way better position to win that fight. And really, the object of the game is to win the fight, right? So next week, be sure to come back. Be sure to bring your buddies. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Help us out. We're trying to build a community. We're getting some growth now. Appreciate all you guys out there helping me out. And let me know. Let me know that you watched the video. If you follow me on Twitter, hey, just send me a quick tweet. Hey, saw the video. Tell me what you think. Honestly, I'm not going to be mad. You're not going to piss me off. Facebook, same thing. If you saw the video, drop me a message. Hey, I saw your video. Here's what I thought. Until next week, remember, your personal defense is your responsibility. It's up to you. You can choose to be a victim, or you can choose to be your own first responder. Okay? But the choice is always yours.